I stand at the kitchen counter, crimping the edges of my homemade cherry pie with fingers that know the motion by heart. Ohio summer light spills across the granite, warming my hands as I work. From the living room comes the familiar weekend soundtrack. The low drone of baseball announcers, my father's occasional grunt of disapproval at a bad play, my mother calling after my nieces. "Careful with that vase, Mom," shouts Ashley's voice behind the phone, bright and professional. My sister doesn't answer. She's live streaming to her online audience. "Ladies, this shawl is 100% cashmere. Only 5 left. VIP members, comment first to reserve yours." I press the last crimp into the pie crust, slide it into the oven, and set the timer. Roasted chicken needs to rest 10 more minutes. Salad is ready, dressing on the side. Everything timed perfectly for Saturday lunch, just like always. "I got a promotion," I announce, voice steady. "Senior clinical specialist. Transferring to Raleigh." The baseball game drones on. Ashley's sales pitch doesn't falter. Mom hurries past the kitchen, chasing a giggling 4-year-old. No one looks up. No one says a word. I stand very still in the center of the kitchen, feeling my announcement evaporate like steam. This feeling of being invisible, it always surprises me, even though it shouldn't. Later, we gather at the dining table, scratched near my place from years of polishing, never quite able to buff it away. The food I prepared is perfectly arranged. Golden brown chicken, bright salad, warm rolls, cherry pie cooling on the counter. "This looks wonderful," Dad says to no one in particular, already spearing a piece of chicken. "Mom, Lily won't eat her vegetables." Ashley, barely looking up from her phone. "Willa, cut her chicken into smaller pieces?" I comply. The chest-tightening, hollow feeling rises. Not anger, not sadness, just the familiar ache of disappointment. Mom turns to me only to say, "There's a spill by the sink. Would you mind?" I clean it, serve the pie, refill cups. The rhythm runs like a well-worn tape. They need, I provide. They ask, I answer. They overlook, I accept. Years of invisible labor stretch behind me. Wrapping Ashley's inventory during Christmas parties, using vacation days to watch her kids, driving Mom to stores for the exact shade of curtains Ashley wanted. I've been essential only because I'm willing to help. After lunch, Ashley live streams again. Mom takes the girls shopping. I sit at the kitchen counter and compose a message. "Got my official transfer paperwork today. Moving to Raleigh, North Carolina on the 15th. Promotion to senior clinical specialist. Excited for this opportunity." I press send. Receipts appear. Mom, Dad, Ashley. No responses. Driving home across Ohio, hope flutters when a notification appears. Mom sent a photo. Ashley's daughters eating leftover pie, faces smeared with cherry filling. Caption: "Someone couldn't wait for dessert." Another ping. "Ashley, $2,000 in sales today." I set my phone face down, tears tracing quietly down my cheeks. No one notices anyway. The moving day comes. The last box slides into the U-Haul. Apartment emptied. Phone vibrates. Mom's name flashes. "Come home Saturday to watch kids. Special sales event." I type back, "I can't." No apology, no explanation, just the fact. Engine rumbles. 3 states to cross. Radio hums oldies about moving on. Mile markers click by like memories. My 8th birthday, my graduations, family dinners where I paid, and they distracted themselves with Ashley. Not incidents, a deliberate architecture. Crossing into Virginia, my phone buzzes. "What do you mean you're going to North Carolina?" No reply. Let her wonder. By sunset, I reach Raleigh. Warm air. Unfamiliar. Exhilarating. I collapse on the bed. For the first night in 28 years, no one knows exactly where I am. Weeks pass. I settle in. Learn the roads. Find a coffee shop that remembers my order. Small victories. One Sunday evening, a notification from the family group chat. Family party this weekend. Aunt Susan turning 60. Come early to set the table and help with kids. Mom again. I stare at it. A familiar weight presses down. They've forgotten or are pretending. I don't respond. Saturday arrives. I unpack, arrange books alphabetically, place framed photos of places, not people, on my walls. 3:17 p.m. Phone explodes with notifications. "Where are you? Everyone is asking about you. Dad." I leave it unanswered, letting the silence stretch, a quiet rebellion of presence and absence. For once, the years of being invisible are mine to reclaim. A subtle bribe in history. Then, at 5:42 p.m., the incoming missile. I never thought you'd be this selfish after everything we've done for you. Your sister had to manage all the kids herself while I cooked. Your father had to help arrange the tables. You've let the entire family down. I wait until after dinner, seated on my new couch in my new apartment in my new city. Then I call. Not text. This deserves a voice. Mom answers on the first ring. Finally decided to acknowledge your responsibilities. Mom, I say, keeping my voice steady. I moved to North Carolina almost a month ago. I told everyone. I sent messages. I can't come set tables in Ohio anymore. Well, you could have reminded us, she sniffed. Your sister was very disappointed. I'm sorry she was disappointed. How was Aunt Susan's party? Hectic. Without you here to help. Your father had to. She lists the inconveniences my absence caused. Not once does she ask about my new apartment, my new job, my new life. When she pauses for breath, I try again. The new position is going well. I'm learning. That's nice, dear. Listen, Ashley's thinking about expanding her online boutique and needs some startup money. Since you got that raise, we thought. I have to go, Mom, I interrupt. Someone's at the door. I hang up before she can respond. Sitting in the silence of my apartment, something inside me goes cold. A circuit tripped. A light extinguished. I've spent my life reaching toward them, straining for acknowledgement, and they've spent theirs looking through me. They don't see me as a person, just as a resource. The realization settles into my bones, not with the hot flash of anger, but with the cool clarity of truth. I've been waiting for something that doesn't exist. Their recognition of me as someone with needs, not just someone who meets theirs. I stare at my phone, expecting guilt to flood in, the urge to call back, apologize, make things right. It doesn't come. Instead, I feel lighter, like I've set down a heavy bag I forgot I was carrying. For the first time in my life, I don't call back. Don't apologize. Don't explain. The sun sets across my new living room. My phone buzzes twice more, then falls silent. I don't check the messages. There's grief in this choice. Grief for the family I deserved but never had. But beneath it runs something unfamiliar. Relief. Morning arrives with birdsong and no new messages. My absence hasn't changed them. They've simply reallocated my tasks among themselves, grumbling all the while. I make coffee in my quiet kitchen, watching the sunrise paint the walls gold. The world hasn't ended because I prioritized myself. And that might be the most important lesson of all. 2 years have passed since I left Ohio. Since I walked away from the family that never quite saw me. Bonuses, raises, a life built on my own terms. I towel my hair dry and catch my reflection in the mirror. At 30, the eager-to-please softness is gone. My shoulders no longer hunch, ready to absorb every expectation thrown my way. Toby's nails click against the floor. My light brown curls damp from his morning bath. He tilts his head, poodle ears perking. Yes, Your Majesty. Breakfast is next. I tell him, wrapping myself in a robe. My condo in North Hills feels lived in now, a home. Not a temporary stop. The second bedroom serves as a home office, certificates lining the walls. A testament to a career that thrives without family drama. The coffee machine hums. I prepare Toby's breakfast, tail wagging in rhythm with the morning routine we've established. There's peace in these moments, a rhythm untainted by family demands. Park after work? I ask Toby. He spins in circles, tail a blur. I laugh. Yes, the park has become our sanctuary. It's where Toby met Benji the beagle 3 months ago, and where I met Jackson. Later, Jackson runs his fingers through dark hair, leaning casually against the dog park fence. There she is, he says. I was telling Benji you might stand us up for some medical emergency and miss the squirrels. Never, I reply, releasing Toby. Jackson's presence carries quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't demand attention. With him, space feels comfortable, not threatening. How was the Cooper presentation? He asks. They love the device specifications, I say, sharing victories with someone who wants to hear them. He gestures to a bench. We sit. A careful few inches between us feel more intimate than touching. There's none of the desperate need I used to feel. With Jackson, closeness is calm, earned, mutual. The evening air smells of grilled meat. Hungry? He asks. I nod. A new place opened last week. Farmto, supposed to be amazing. 40 minutes later, we sit across from each other at a corner table. Exposed brick walls and warm lighting create a cocoon of privacy. Midway through describing a challenging client interaction, my phone buzzes. A family group chat notification. My hand freezes. The old tightness constricts my chest, Pavlovian. Jackson notices but doesn't pry. I flip the phone face down. Old patterns trying to resurface. I say. Doesn't mean we have to follow them. He replies. No, I agree, picking up my fork. We certainly don't. By dessert, I've forgotten about the unread message entirely. 3 days later, my cousin Ashlyn perches on my couch. Toby stretches across her lap like a furry blanket. At 22, she's the only family member to maintain any connection. This place is gorgeous, Willa, she says. Warm lighting casts gentle shadows across furniture I picked piece by piece. Thanks. Took a while to get it just right. How's the cross-country adventure? Exhausting but amazing. 12 states so far. Raleigh was worth the detour. Nice seeing you happy, Ashlyn says. Her words land like a surprise revelation. I am happy, I confirm, amazed at how easily I can say it. Work's going well? I have friends. Jackson. I trail off, cheeks warming. Mind if I take a photo? She asks, phone in hand. This room is magazine-worthy. I laugh as she frames the shot. The warm glow of my living room captured perfectly. She posts it. By morning, notifications flood Ashlyn's phone. Relatives who barely acknowledged me before now ask about my life, my neighborhood, my apartment. My mother comments. So lovely to see how well our Willa is doing. Old hollowness surfaces for a moment, but it doesn't grip me. I feel detached watching strangers discuss someone who merely shares my name. Later, Ashlyn shows me a private message from Ashley to my mother. Did you see Willa's place? Looks expensive. Ask about her financial situation. Maybe she could help. No, I agree calmly. She hasn't changed. That evening, after dropping Ashlyn at her hostel, I tell Jackson about the social media stir. Are you going to respond? He asks. I'm not planning to reach out first, I say. If they contact me directly, I'll decide then. He reaches for my hand. Your boundaries are valid, Willa. Stand by them. I plan to, I say, squeezing his hand.